Ladies and gentlemen, America, Jerry and Bulldog Nation, lots going on in the world, newsworthy, so let's get right to it. This is a funny story. Arab Americans have surged in their support of Trump, where he's got 42% and she's got 41%. Can you imagine that? After all the anti-Semitism that comes out, she can't even hold the Arab Americans. Interesting. All right, striking longshoremen stay silent when asked about who are they supporting. Are they going to support Kamala Harris, which is a good sign. And guess what? They've agreed to resume work. So the port strike is over. But you watch. Those few days are going to cause a big old problem. They got a 62% wage increase. Master contracts extended to January 15th, 2025. Trump has closed the gap with Kamala Harris in the latest Virginia poll. Now trails by only 6 points. That's striking distance for Trump. A businessman was shot and killed in an attack at Cancun Resort. I always tell, I have no interest in going to Mexico. And everybody I know that goes to Mexico say, oh, you stay in the resorts. The resorts are nice. There's no problem with, at the resort. Well, a gunman went in the resort, shot a businessman on a beach, and fled on a jet ski. So it's not all safe. Only 1 in 200 homes hit in western North Carolina has insurance. 1 in 200. And guess what? the FEMA assistance, FEMA, gone. Why? Because they've spent it all on illegal immigration. This is a political disaster. And it's a real disaster, regardless of the politics. But it's a political disaster for Biden-Harris because 30 days from the election, they're having to tell North Carolinians and others in the Southeast, sorry, we spent all the money on illegals. The incompetency of this administration never ends. Megyn Kelly slammed Doug Emhoff for beating up on a woman, a girlfriend, and then nobody ever reports it. We once banned Megyn Kelly, but she's back in the fold, so we let her back in the fold. DHS fails to prevent non-citizens flying anywhere they want in the United States. Now just think about this. If Roger or me or Jamie or George or Sabrina got on an airplane, we'd have to have ID. They would look at us, where you going, where you been, all stuff. But if you're an illegal, you show up. My name is Juan. Where do you want to go, Juan? New York City. Come on in, Juan. I mean, it's insane. It's insane.
First class, too.
Yeah. Tim Walz promises Muslim Americans an equal role in the Harris administration. Now, just think about that. I bet you Muslims represent less than 1% of the population in America. What are they going to do? Put 3 or 4 Muslims in a 20-member cabinet? This is nuts. Look at that guy. He has crashed and burned, baby. Crashed and burned. Gordon Sondland, who's a former ambassador to the EU, who was testifying against Trump on January 6th, has now endorsed him. This is the kind of stuff I just think is hysterical. This is a meme, a graphic I want to show you. It was just so funny, I thought I'm going to use it in my show. Obama, because they always say you're vice president, you want a little dumber than you. So we go from Obama to Biden to Harris to Tim Walz. I mean, look at the quality. I mean, oh my God. Except I think they're all dumb. All right, Albertsons. Now, this is incredible to me. And Von settled. They settled for nearly $4 million over false advertising. They added weight to product to screw by. Now, when this happens in corporate America, how is the CEO, COO, CFO not criminally prosecuted? This is insane. And it goes on. You think, well, corporate America's not going to do something like that. Then they do stuff like this. They shouldn't be immune from fraud. They ought to go to jail. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Local news is next. Well, local news, there's really only one story, and that is the Cincinnati Reds have signed and hired a new manager, Terry Francona. By the way, World Series, Boston Red Sox, World Series, Cleveland Guardian Indians. I'm telling you, this guy is a good manager. They finally got a real experienced winner as a manager, and I think it'll make a difference. Local traveling nurse Carissa Stevenson, pictured here, 28's been declared a homicide victim. The fiance dropped her off at the hospital and then left. This happened back in June, but now she's been declared a homicide. Blunt force trauma. I think he said she fell down the stairs, not once, but twice. Yeah, right. Coming up next, Jamie Spindley in World News.
Hello again. Let's see what's going on in the world today. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has declared that he would not hesitate to use nuclear weapons against South Korea if he feels that his country's power is threatened. During a recent visit to a military training base, he emphasized that any South Korean action infringing on the North would trigger a full military response. Masaki Airport in Japan has resumed flights following an explosion caused by an unexpected World War II bomb. The blast created a large crater in the taxiway just after a plane passed the area, leading to the cancellation of several flights. In other news, a ferry capsized on Lake Kivu in eastern Congo, resulting in the deaths of at least 78 people. The boat was nearing Goma when it sank shortly before reaching the shore yesterday morning. FIFA has delayed its ruling on whether to suspend Israel from competitions, instead launching an investigation following an appeal from the Palestinian Soccer Association. The decision reflects ongoing discussions about Israel's role in international soccer with political tensions. You're up to date on the world news. I will be back Monday. Stay tuned for Sports Without Boundaries.
All right, Sports Without Boundaries. Following up with the big news of the Reds manager. Baker Mayfield shined in a high-scoring game against Falcons, threw the pass of the year to Sterling Shepard. Was unbelievable, but they still fell to the Falcons 36-30 in overtime. Kirk Cousins shattered a career record with 509 passing yards and 4 TDs. The Mets beat the Brewers 4-2, ending the Brewers. The Brewers go home early again. It was Alonso's home run that did it, and guess what? They're back in the playoffs. And speaking of the playoffs are going to be great. You've got the Mets. You got the Mets. I'm trying to remember this. You got the Philadelphia Phillies are second seed. The Dodgers are first seed. The Yankees are first seed in the American League West. I forget who's the National League. But the baseball world playoffs are always good and always fun. This weekend, lots of football, college and pro football. The Bengals play the Ravens at 1 o'clock. My Cowboys host the Steelers. I think they go to Pittsburgh. Please win, Dallas, please. And, of course, we'll see what all the top college teams do this weekend. Coming up next, pop culture. All right, pop culture. Luke Bryan has handled this Beyonce thing, getting snubbed by awards. You know what Luke Bryan says? He goes, just because you have a great song doesn't mean you automatically get an award. And then he said, you know what, if you want to do country, come on in and do country with us. Be country with us. See, Beyonce, it isn't about something real and legitimate. It's something that is conniving and crafty. Ooh, I'm going to see if I can go in there and steal a country hit song. Well, I like how Luke Bryan says it. All right, there's a rumor going around that Drake got a butt lift. There's even a Halloween costume apparently about it. Jamie, he's had more surgeries than you could shake a stick at. We'll talk about those in another show. Terrifiers 3 graphic violence led to walkouts and vomiting. It's apparently that scary. My son says, and my son will go see this kind of crazy stuff. I hate him. All right, retired Navy SEAL Mark Luttrell went 100 miles an hour to catch somebody who killed his little puppy for no reason at all. Can you imagine that? You kill a puppy for no reason at all, and it's a Navy SEAL. It's like John Wick in real life. And Kim Kardashian advocates for the release of the Menendez brothers. She says, it's time to give these little boys their life back. You know what she does? She does this all the time, thinking that she can get Donald Trump to do her bidding. And then was she around to help Donald Trump? No, won't work this time. He ain't gonna let out the Menendez brothers. They got no chance. What's it go, Jamie? You got 2 chances. No chance and F all other chances. All right, do not be a ruddish, lily-livered wantwit. My producer is going on vacation next week, so we'll see if she has a job the following Monday or not. It's always dangerous to go. Google what happened to Wally Pipp, Sabrina. Do you know who Wally Pipp is? Wally Pipp was the starting first baseman, Sabrina, of the New York Yankees, and he got hurt. And he was replaced by the one, the only, Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig then set a record for most consecutive games played until it was broken And you know what? Wally Pipp never got his job back. So you might be Wally Pippin it next week.
By the way, the chin's back on TV.
The chin is?
Yeah.
I'm only worried about you falling apart while I'm gone.
Oh, my God.
You know who the chin is?
Yes.
Raleigh.
Riley. Well, his son got indicted, but he obviously, he had no reason to be indicted. I'll be candid with you. They mishandled the whole Steve Raleigh thing. Steve Raleigh should have spoke out and said, I'm sorry about the incident. You know, it's under the police investigation. I didn't do anything wrong. And they should never have taken him off the air. Instead, they do this whole weird thing. If I was Steve Raleigh, I'd kind of be pissed at my employer. But now he's back. They call him the Chin. Channel 9. We know a little bit about you, Channel 9.
A
Lot. Yeah, we do. You watch it, Channel 9. We're watching you.
Last place.
Last Place 9. That's what they call them. Their new nickname, Last Place 9. Have a great day.